السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة ولوالدي وليا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين العالمين. آمين. I think we studied up to here, and then what we have been doing, we have been studying the resurrection in general, the subject in general, but particularly in this section, we were concentrating on the text, telling us why, explaining us why we should expect that the hereafter should happen or must happen. Previously, the author, as far as we understand, or he thought, he established that the hereafter can happen because the one who's going to do it, he can do it. There are many examples of it, but now we are going to study and concentrate on, yes, he can do it, but how can I make sure that he will do it? This is a very important subject. Many people argue about it. They have some sort of a very serious concern that whether he will do it or not, because that we are human beings living in this world. We see in this world that no one is coming back to life. There was no example of it. But the author says, look, we can study the subject from the perspective that he is presenting to us. He is promising by many ways through introducing himself in such a way that he is not the one who is going to break his promise to humankind. Yeah, we are reading it, and we came to this paragraph. Again, is it at all possible? Again, we emphasized on the importance of using this phrase, because is it at all possible that blah, blah, blah? That it means use your reason. Don't take it for granted what religion or religious sources offer you, especially for those people who are the students of the Quran. Don't say that the Quran promises, and we know that the Quran is our book, and the Quran seems to be a very true book of God. We must have some sort of trust in him, in it, in the Quran. And if in the Quran, the speaker, God, promises that he is going to establish the hereafter, it means resurrection will definitely take place, he must believe it. But the author says, yeah, maybe it may be so, but it is not enough, because the people in general take their religious tradition taken for granted. and say that this is our book and we have to follow the book. But at the same time, we know that in order to be convinced and in order to believe, come to the conclusion, certain conclusion, that Quran is the word of God. What we have to do? We have to be able to confirm whatever is stated in the Quran makes sense to me. It doesn't mean that I trust a person. For example, he's an honest man. So far, I have seen nothing wrong with this man. He was always good and giving me good advice. But now, he's telling me to kill myself. For example, why? He said, don't you trust me? Come on, do it. Would you do it? I wouldn't. I am given such qualities, human qualities, which need to be satisfied. Especially, I must know the reason. Without knowing the reason, I can't. Without knowing the evidence, I can't. Because once or more than once, a person behaves in the nice way does not guarantee that he is going to behave in the nice way again. Why? We don't know. For any reason, he may go delirious and do something nonsense. We have to be able to confirm the content of the Quran. This is the problem of the believers, Muslims. That is why I emphasize on this aspect of the matter. We have to be convinced about the content of a text, what it says, as true and acceptable, makes sense. As a human being, I am satisfied with what he tells. Then I can say, this book is telling the truth. For example, saying that I am a Muslim, I believe in the Quran, yes, and this is our book, sacred book. There are some evidences, as far as I can see, that the Quran is telling the truth. Okay, I can accept it. So he says there is a resurrection. I accept it. Look, we have to be extremely careful. It looks like as if it is loyalty, submission to religion. Not at all. Why? Why it is not the case? I'm sorry, I get the sign or warning that my internet connection is not stable. So if you don't hear me, please let me know so that I will wait or repeat. Because the Quran said resurrection is true, I learned it from the Quran. Be careful here, please, please. It's extremely important subject. I learned from the Quran that the Quran says resurrection is true. That is what? Information. Trustful person. It doesn't mean that I am really convinced that the resurrection must happen. That is belief. What we do usually, we confuse getting when it comes to the religious sources, definitely. But when it comes to learning something of this world, we are so smart. We question everything. we question everything. For example, let's take an example. We went Assalamu alaikum. Do you hear me, inshallah, now? If somebody...
Yes, you're back now.
Alhamdulillah. The internet couldn't connect, and I did everything I knew. Now, alhamdulillah, we are back. It is here we are again. Yeah, okay. So we said about the restaurant. I think the soup, in a 1001th time, can we make it guarantee that there will be soup in the restaurant? No, it is a hope, expectation. No one can guarantee anything. What does it mean? So come to this one. When we are with the Quran, whatever he says, we have to be able to confirm it in the fundamental matters. In the what? How are we going to do it? It's a long subject discussion, but about the fundamental matters, such as belief in God, qualities of God, believe in angels, believe in the prophet, whoever claims to be the prophet, is it really? Believe in the speech of God, that the God speaks, believe in the resurrection. These subjects definitely requires personal conviction, but there is a problem from my side. Let me see here. Okay. As far as my page shows that, yeah, it is live streamed now. It is continuing. Maybe one of us can tell me whether the live streaming is going on or not. Anybody who can do that, please let me know. Otherwise, I will reconnect to the live streaming. Now, resurrection also needs to be, resurrection is one of the fundamental means that the Quran brings to us. We have to be convinced about its necessity as we receive the information from the Quran. This is important. Quran says there's a resurrection. Definitely it will happen. I say, okay, thank you for letting me know. Let me make sure for myself, apart from the news I heard from you, I must be convinced in my daily life within my human capacity. So the Quran demonstrates many ways of confirming that the resurrection can take place and must take place. And if you look at these evidences within the universe, around the universe, the way I am creating, and within yourself, the way I have given you the capacity, you have to use this capacity, this capacity is called spirit, the soul, human soul. As the Quran says, you cannot attribute the existence of the soul within yourself that you are experiencing by attributing it to anything other than me, the creator. And I have given all this quality for a purpose. By using them, you will get to know me. And by using them, you can confirm, if you use it, you can confirm what the news I can share with you. So the Quran always encourages its readers to investigate through the acts of the Creator in the universe and within ourselves, which is called in the Quran, these are ayat, these evidences, signs to the truthfulness of the message of the Quran. Now, after Uh, Again, well, after this introduction, which is very essential for us, just I must see, okay, everything says. Live streaming is running. Yes, thank you very much. So Aghabey says, I remember we have studied in prophetic examples in the Quran when Prophet was saying, I believe, but my heart need full of assurance. Yeah, another the example of the, example of the Prophet Abraham. Thank you. So again, is it at all possible that God, who proves and shows himself to be a possessor of absolute wisdom, how do we know that? In his action. As he creates the world, he's the universe. And because the Quran, or the one who speaks in the Quran, is the one who created the universe. He speaks to us as the creator of the universe and of human beings. Not a stranger. He is my creator. He says, I created you. I look at myself and listen to my human senses. Of course, I must be created by the one who created the universe. That was my initial thought or understanding, realization. Nothing can be a source of my existence, especially with the so evident that my feelings are not of the matter. Definitely it must be what? Somebody who created this universe within a perfect order must be the creator who gave me existence. So now, in the creation, we see that everything has a purpose. It means they are created in a wise way. It's so perfect, wise way that there's no confusion. Everything works perfectly. Millions of different living creatures have different types of existence. All of them live in a different way. And everything is perfectly adjusted according to their requirements of their life. There's an obvious wisdom in my creation, for example. My stomach, it works. It works, by the way, very well. The very well means really, I love food. That's why. So I'm saying, well, my stomach's okay. So with my heart, with my lung, with my, I don't know, bladder and other systems, whatever, breathing system, everything is interconnected with no difficulties, no confusion whatsoever. It is created in this way. But at the end, the creator, as a result of his compassions, reminds me that, no, you are not created for this world. So it takes them slowly from functioning, reminding me that you don't belong to this world. In fact, I created you for another world that your wishes, your expectations, your feelings are dying for. That is perfect wisdom. By attaching to every animate being, or how do we see the wisdom? By attaching to every animate being, or even to every member, like the tongue, indeed, every creature, instances of his wisdom and sources of benefits as numerous as the results and the fruits he has attached to a tree. Right. Is just the examples he's giving, the author is giving. Is it at all possible that we should use our mind? Think about it now. He should fail, the creator of the universe should fail to bestow of himself the greatest of all instances of his wisdom, the most significant of all sources of benefit, the most necessary of all results, that which makes his wisdom into wisdom, his blessings into blessings, his mercy into mercy. We will say, why? the source and aim of all his wisdom, bounty, mercy, and beneficence, eternity, the meeting with him in the hereafter, and everlasting bliss. Is it at all possible that he wouldn't do that? Were he to abandon these, if he doesn't do that, doesn't create it, he would plunge all of his doings into utter pointlessness and cause himself to resemble a being, or as if God is, who constructed a palace, each stone of which contained thousands of designs in each corner of which thousands of adornments were to be found. That is, every created being actually is an adornment or created with an adornment, and each of part of which thousands of precious household instruments and tools were provided. That is the description of human beings. Lots of tools are provided in us, but at the end, failed to build a roof over it. What does it mean? So that everything rotted and was needlessly destroyed. Is it as well possible for you? By no means can this be true. It's a very obvious example. Make everything perfect without roof. Why the author gives this for us? Because gives me the expectations which goes into eternity. I don't want to lose anything I experience. I wish that happens to be destroyed. I want them, everything. In this world, I gave this example. In this world, for example, I may wish that I give the example of the bird. I would like to fly everywhere I want, or a fish, be a fish going deep into the oceans and investigate there without any difficulties. Do you wish that? Yeah, this sense is given to you. Yes, the people of the world says it is impossible. It is just an empty wish. Within this world, correct. But how about, as God promises, by creating this wish in me, I am just using it. He's not going to do it. It means without the roof, it means protecting it to continue existing and will become, because everything is prepared in the palace, so the people will come here, human beings will come here, benefit from it in a comfortable way, but it is destroyed immediately because as soon as the rain starts raining, it won't be any good to use. So we understand that if there was no eternal life, permanent life, permanent practice of what we are given, all the desires, what does it mean? It is, the Creator has made me with a perfect adornments and wisdom, and at the end, when I die, everything is destroyed for nothing. So this wisdom manifested in the universe will turn into a kind of torture. You can imagine, by using this example, a person invited you to his house and perfectly entertained you for years and years and years. At the end, entertained you as a human being, not as a farmer, animal, eating animal, as I am a human being. We were having very nice discussions. And at the end, definitely, whoever comes to his house as a guest, he, at the end, executes him, kills him. And I'm here seeing that 100 people came here as a result of his, as he invited them, okay? And he was so ruthless in killing them at the end. I said, which kind of kindness is it? Is it anything to do with wisdom, anything to do with mercy or compassion? Why is he doing all these nice activities on treating, as a host, treating their guests perfectly, but at the end kills them? I said, this man is either must be crazy, or something is wrong in my understanding. Which one? Is there any sign in the universe, in my own existence, that my creator is crazy? Or everything is created for a purpose? Even the creation of what we call calamities that we don't like. Yes, God said, yes, you don't like this, you shouldn't like it, you should prevent yourself from it, and understand that the order of the universe is not in your hand. It is in my hand. If everything goes perfectly okay, you will say that, it is automatically happening in this way. No, it changed. So that somebody is really taking the reign of the order of the universe in his hand and demonstrating from time to time that, look, you cannot do anything you want unless I create for you, because the universe, the order of the universe is in my control. These are the ways of teaching human beings who have been given free will to choose between right and wrong. So I can say, I exist myself and I am happy as I am now. And there is nobody really ruling over my existence or controlling my existence. I happen to be like this, and a good way that I'm following here to entertain myself. He says, no, you are not alone. By creating various options so that I will learn who I am in this world. Okay, I think lots of deviations, sorry. Come back to the text. From absolute goodness comes forth goodness, absolute goodness. Everything, with no exception, everything is created with wisdom. So it must be a wise creator. And from the possessor of absolute beauty comes forth beauty, absolute, no exception in the universe. So too, nothing devoid of purpose can emerge from the possessor of absolute wisdom. I think we got absolute wisdom. In my feelings also, there is a wisdom, and I understand that this word is an appetizer for existence for me, just to get to know which kind of host who brought me to this existence. So this host is just a limit, within a limited field, for a temporary period. He is just admitting me to his existence, introducing himself and making sure, from my side, not from him, it's a creator, making sure that I will have a good relationship with my host. If I, for example, I am invited to a palace, let's say, example, and the king said, okay, welcome, stay here, I will take you to my presence later on, just wait here and let me see what you are going to do, and you will see that you are going to meet me, or just happened to be accidentally here in this room. Which one? Are you going to be grateful or not? Gives me the opportunity to understand my reality. There he gives me, for example, there's an appetizer, just little things, right? It's a handful of peanut. If I say, I am accidentally, I'm lucky, I found some peanuts here. Huh? You are given existence in this room, which is the world, and you are given peanuts, and according to your taste, your love that you desire, and you want even more, even better peanuts, or even better banquet. That's what you want. That's what you are invited to this world. That's why you have been given all these expectations. And I say, okay, throw some of the peanuts and add some of them and say that I am a luck person, not acknowledge the generosity of the host. Okay, here's another one, because we have been given around such and such time. For example, for me, 70 plus years, again and again and again in this reception, if you like, to introduce himself, who he is. I always am ungrateful his presentation of himself, his generosity, his mercy, and giving me the opportunity to get to know him. I always ignored him. What do you think? Do you think the king will say, okay, you don't deserve anymore, and I will show you the result of your ungratefulness? You're rejecting the truth, not acknowledging that they cannot happen by itself. You cannot happen to be here. Okay, no more. And this person deserves what? Lack of every mercy, lack of every compassion, which is what? Of course, if you are left with no compassion, who's going to help you? What can create for you what you really need? Look at the universe. If you find any source, go and ask, as the Quran says. Okay, you said you are accidentally or by chance, by luck, you got these things in the reception hall. Okay, then. Okay, go and ask now. It takes to his presence and say, okay, not from me. Don't expect anything anymore. Ask your luck to bring you some peanuts. It's example, peanut example. Oh, I don't know what you like. It may be something. I mean, as compared our expectation to our expectations, what we are receiving here, nothing more than just a few peanuts. Why I expect a perfect confidence in my existence, a perfect satisfaction in my existence. Compare this world is full of trouble. I mean, full of trouble as far as my expectations are concerned. Otherwise, for the moment, the reception hall looks okay, but as far as my expectations, it is nothing. I am also being in the condition sometimes that I have to make right decisions rather than wrong decisions, and I have to really decide who I am, who is entertaining me here, etc. These are called the system of education, training, preparation in this world. So I understand now that the Creator treats this person who was really ungrateful and says, okay, ask your luck, bring you some food, and he will be in my presence, but nothing from me, because you didn't acknowledge. you behaved such a way that you deserve to be treated in this way. That is what the human logic says, human reasoning confirms, and that is what the Quran says. For the one who appreciated, oh, it is wonderful, thank you very much, this is just an appetizer. Oh, then I will expect what? In the banquet, in the presence of the Creator. What do you think the Creator would do the second person? Of course you deserve it. That is called the paradise. This kind of creation where in the presence of the Creator, it means the Creator introduces himself, not within the conditions of training place, which is the word, this creation, this must be another place, another creation. This word, to my understanding, and as we read from the text as well, it is a reception hall. Just small things. What would you like to drink? Would you like to drink a cup of orange juice or fruit juice or water, whatever? It's welcoming, warming up, warming up. This is the word of warming up. The preparation to be in the banquet of the real owner of this universe. That is called the hereafter. Next type of creation must be so. There must be so. So I'm going to read again. So I took a lot of time. Whoever in his imagination embarks on the ship of history and sets sail for the past will see death stages, palaces, gatherings, and worlds as numerous as the years, and each like the stopping place, that is the world, is the stopping place. In our example was the reception hall. This is the world, the field of trial, the gathering of creation that we now see. It is a training place. So I will be given options. Of course, the options means one of them will be right, the other one will be wrong. One of them will be really fitting to my human expectations. The other one will go against my expectations. So I will say, okay, which one I should choose. So this is the training place. Of course, the literal translation of the word is in the Quran, which is translated as test. I say test from myself in order to improve myself, not from God's. God's my creator. Come on, my creator doesn't know what he is creating, and what am I going to do? Creator must know the beginning of the universe and end of the universe at the same time, so that he will organize the order accordingly. Otherwise, the order will fail. But something starts falling down or falling apart. No, the order is perfectly under control. It means, it demonstrates that the creator of this universe really knows what he is doing, what will come and will do as far as our experience, but he knows at the same time everything. Yeah. For example, I'm giving a simple but open to misunderstanding, but don't misunderstand. This is just an analogy. An architect makes the plan of a building from the beginning to the end, but it is on the paper. It is just a knowledge. As the building is really structured gradually, does he know what will happen at the end? The architect. Of course, everything is done according to his plan. Now, of course, what is wrong with this example? God is the planner. It means architect. God is at the same time the one who is really building the universe. God is the one who is acting alone. But this example shows us he must know what he's going to do. Accordingly, he is establishing the foundations, the first floor, the second floor, whatever the decorations afterwards. But this is human being's action takes gradually. But God's action is always perfect, but if you like, unwraps himself. That is, it is important. Unwraps himself even in a better and better and better vision for human beings. How we can see in the cell, everything is in the cell of a human being or an animal, whatever, everything is perfectly written. It means the plan is there. So what happens? Let's say a fetus in the body. Is everything perfect again? Yeah. But it, if you like, unwraps itself. What is there? What is there? We see that that point is going to be an eye. That point is going to be an arm or a leg or whatever, the body or something. And then it develops, it becomes better and better. Not like human action. First floor, unless first floor is complete, then the second floor. No, no, no. All floors are complete in a small case and then unwraps itself. That is the difference between what we experience in this world as our actions, but what or how the Creator is really creating. At every stage, human being as a baby is a perfect creation. As a young man, perfect creation. Middle age, perfect. An old man like me is perfect, an old man. As an old man, I am a perfect example of the act of my Creator. So I must be proud of my Creator. So in form and quality, they are different from each other, but they resemble each other with respect to their orderliness, their wondrousness, and the fashion in which they display the power and wisdom of the maker. In those important stopping places in this world, actually, the stopping place for us as a young boy, etc., those transient fields, those fleeting gatherings, maybe previous generations, he will also see the orderly workings of so manifest a wisdom, the indication of so evident a beneficence, the signs of so imperious a justice, the fruits of the comprehensive and mercy that will know of a certainty, that he will know of a certainty unless totally devoid of perception. It means doesn't use his human qualities, that a more perfect wisdom that which he bestows, he beholds, is inconceivable, that a beneficence more beauteous than that the signs of which he observes is impossible, that the justice, what is impossible, that the justice more glorious than that the indications of which he sees cannot exist, and a mercy more comprehensive than that the fruits of which he sees is unimaginable. In it, I think we simply covered this. If to suppose the impossible, there was no permanent abode, it means we said we're really the king of the universe presents his banquet to us, not in the reception hall. Come on, no permanent. If there was no such thing, lofty mansions, everlasting stations, and eternal abodes with their eternal residents, God's choice servants in the realm of that eternal monarch who disposes all affairs and who constantly is changing the hospice and its inmates, or continuously he is presenting himself, although we don't know him, by creating so nice, so perfect examples of his qualities and continuously changing them, that we may not think, oh, he did once and couldn't do anymore. No. He's continuously changing. Said he can do everything. Just be grateful. So then it would be necessary to reject the true essence of wisdom, justice, beneficence, and compassion. Those four power, I think, was wisdom, justice, beneficence, and compassion. These four powerful and universal spiritual elements that are like light, air, water, and earth, the soil. And to deny their existence, even though they are as apparent as that of the eternal elements. So what we learn from here, if we deny what is going on in this reception of the universe, then, I mean, I have no hope. If somebody denies it, I have no hope that he will expect more than anything. Say, no, these are accidents. What do you think this person can can deserve? Anything? Everything is accident. Why? Because it happened to be like this. It is always happening. And every morning I wake up and small things are given to me. Then I entertain it. It always happens every day. The typical example, everybody gives this example. I like it. It's practical. Every day I wake up, the mother prepares the breakfast. Says, okay, my name's Alin anyway. So, but let's say that I am a young boy. So, Ali, come down, breakfast is ready. Or I go there, in the kitchen, the breakfast is ready. Or the dining hall, whatever it is, and the breakfast is ready. All right, that's fine. So every day I go to the breakfast in the morning time I go, the breakfast is ready. Breakfast is ready. I say, okay, it is happening by itself, by chance. That's how it has been happening for 13 billion years in this world. Breakfast is ready, breakfast. I never thought that can it be the result of accident? Just because I have been observing it over the years and maybe not years, really, billions of centuries, let's say, doesn't matter, the billions of years, and happening like this. But can it happen? I have to ask this question. Yes, it has been happening continuously like this, that I know, but can it happen by itself accidentally? Can I conclude that this is happening just because it has been happening always? Everybody knows that breakfast needs a conscious agent to be prepared for my life, for my appetite. He must know me, and he must be able to get everything what I need here in this reception hall. And he's presenting to me without putting me under embarrassment, just letting me free to be grateful or ungrateful. Accordingly, the banquets will be presented to me or not. That is the point. Now, we understand. If something continuously happens, doesn't make sense to conclude that it is happening by itself. As mother continues to prepare the breakfast, doesn't guarantee that, or we don't know. We found every day the breakfast is ready on the table in my house. It doesn't guarantee that tomorrow also the breakfast will be ready. Why? There is no reason. There is no reason in the universe that the breakfast must be ready. The elements of the breakfast doesn't have any consciousness, doesn't have any power, doesn't have any will to prepare themselves. And there is no other material element that really it has the qualities to prepare the breakfast. But it is deliberately prepared. Why? Because we see that things are arranged in a conscious way, knowingly, willingly, freely, with the power to do that, demonstrating it, introducing his kindness, compassion to me. I have to acknowledge it. If I don't, I will deny that this action is prepared by a one who can do it, a compassionate one who is prepared in the breakfast for me. I have to say, I don't see you, but I know you must be a generous one, okay? I acknowledge it. Maybe I leave a paper written there, thank you every day. Thank you again and again and again. You are being generous and generous. That's what we are expected to be, an honest person within our own feelings. Within our own feelings. I have to be honest with myself. My feelings said it is generosity demonstrated to me. I don't deserve it. I did nothing for it. All the things are created in the world is the sign of generosity of the one who is entertaining us here. The time is up. But okay, we lost some internet connections. And also at the beginning, I lost the time control. So getting preparations took some place after I realized that it's 11 o'clock. Anyways, let me read this one as well. And okay. Okay, shall we read it or not? For it's plain that it is obvious that this impermanent world and its contents cannot be a complete manifestation of their true essence, because there is no compatibility. Yes, I have been given a tongue. Oh, come on, I'm speaking a lot, I'm sorry. I have been given a tongue which tastes different pleasures, delightful things. And it is given according to the capacity of my tongue. And I'm practicing it here. But my feeling says it must be eternal. But this world is not. So if there is no other place, somewhere else, that this true nature of these qualities, where they can be manifested fully, it then becomes necessary with a lunacy like that of the man who denies the existence of the sun even though he sees its light filling the day, to deny the wisdom that we can see in everything in front of our eyes, to deny the beneficence that we can observe in our own souls and we experience within ourselves in most other things, to deny the justice, the signs of which appear so strongly, and to deny the compassion we see everywhere in operation. It is impossible for a man to do that. We shouldn't do that. It follows in turn that we must regard as a foolish prankster. I mean, I don't know this word, but I'm understanding something. The person really makes assumptions, maybe, I don't know. A treacherous tyrant, the one from whom proceed all the wise processes. The generous deeds and the merciful gifts we perceive in the universe. God forbid that this should be so. It is a totally impossible reversal of the truth. Even the foolish sophists who deny the existence of the everything and even that of their own selves, so they said, we don't exist. There is a narration in Greek philosophy. Some people said that we don't exist. We just imagine that we do exist. So if they deny the existence of their own selves as well, wouldn't readily complement such a proposition. I mean, after accepting that I exist, all the qualities in my existence or in the universe exist here or there, I am experiencing, and then saying that the creator of this universe is a crazy one, who is a sadist creator. Now, at the end, he kills all of us. Which kind of wisdom, which kind of compassion, which kind of justice we are seeing here? These are all fake. I mean, is there any way to confirm this assumption? To me, look, it is demonstrating himself and intelligence himself to me. Let's read the footnote as well. There are two varieties of justice. One, affirmative, the other, negative. Let's read it quickly. The positive variety consists in giving the deserving his right. Understood. The form of justice exists through the world in the most obvious fashion. Now, whoever deserves gives it, because as proven in the third chapter previously, it observably bestows in accordance with special balances and particular criteria. It means criteria. It is given, the justice is performed in a perfect measurement. All the objects of desire requested by everything from its glorious creator with the tongue of innate capacity, the language of their nature, natural needs, the speech of necessity, and all the requirements of the life and existence. It means a bird is created with the capacity to fly, but there is no atmosphere which will keep it out, and the atmosphere is not created in such a way that it doesn't or cannot help the bird. No, whatever the bird is given, exactly the life conditions, the requirements of the life conditions are prepared for them before even they come or they brought into this, again, reception hall, the world. Because as proven in, I think we net this, did we? Yeah. This variety of justice is then as certain as life and existence itself. If I exist, if I live, and this justice must be complete at the end. Definitely, it must be completed in such a way wherever it is going to be. But this is the way of this creation is the promise of my creator, and there is no need that he will contradict his promise. It will be crazy. The other variety of justice, the negative, consists in chastising the unjust. It gives wrongdoers their due by way of requital and punishment. Of course, we know that punishment is given equal, but the reward is given endlessly, because the one who is giving the reward says, look, even a person denies the creator here in this world, still receives God's mercy. So God's mercy is encompassing everything. But I am given the option to reject it and prevent myself from receiving God's mercy. This type of justice is not fully manifested in this world nowadays, even though there are countless signs and indications that permit us to sense its true nature. For example, all the chastising blows and punitive lashes that we have descended on all rebellious people, from the Ad and Thamud to those of the present age, show definitely that an exalted justice dominates the world. Let me see this one. Oh, it's quite a lot. Let's start from, in short, now we say, while we are studying the Quran, those who follow Wednesday and Monday discussions, they know that although the ancient old nations, how they are destroyed or mentioned in the Quran, we update this to our own real life conditions and say that if you taste within yourself, you will realize that if you deny the Creator, everything you receive from the compassionate act of the Creator turns into meaningless for you. You will suffer aimlessness, purposelessness, hopelessness, complete despair in your life. Anything, the one who receives accidentally as a result of luck, whatever the person thinks, but by itself, whatever, we'll say, okay, I was lucky today, but I'm going to lose everything at the end anyways. That is really devastating for human expectations, destroying human qualities, this attitude turns humanity into complete wretched position. I am a person that cannot stop getting old, aging, cannot stop dying, and everything I experience leaves me alone at the back. I'm left with nothing at the end. All the days I thought I enjoyed is gone, and I have nothing left now with me. So this teaches us that, this reasoning or this example teaches us that belief destroys humanity. Quran describes it in a physical form, that it happened to the previous people. Did it happen? None of my business. It can. Why not? A volcano destroys a city. Why not? That is how powerful the Creator is, and He destroys from time to time. But this is an example for me to understand that, I'm sorry, to understand that if I deny the God, the result will be as if I am totally destroyed in this world. Yes, it is denial, the idea of denial, or choosing the side of denial, puts me in such a way that I cannot entertain, enjoy my life as a human being. Just hidden despair is always, how do you say, erodes my hopes, my feelings gradually. That's how I feel. But although this is a news in fact, but those people who don't really recognize that they are the artifacts of a Creator of the universe who is so generous. If they deny it, they will inevitably find themselves in this complete wretched meaninglessness, despair, contradicted their expectations. They say, oh, I am expecting this, but it doesn't happen, never happens at all to me. And I don't think it will happen because accident doesn't bring me any chance. Accident at the end brought me into this world, and accidentally I'm going to lose my life. There is no hope. Sorry, I think you understood this and you know better than I do. So we have to stop here. The time is really up, and I hope I didn't really exploit your patience. So I have to stop as soon as possible. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka anta al-alim al-hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin bi hurmati